Hello and welcome to this video. Today I just got a package in the mail, and even though it's a little damaged on the outside package, I am hoping that the contents are not damaged. And the reason for that is this is box number 1 for year 3 of Dungeon in a Box. And in case you're not following with what they're doing, year 3 is the year that they start making 3D prints for 2 of the minis, and then the rest would all be the skinny minis, of course. So instead of doing the Bones Reapers that they insert 2 every month, in year 3 they start making their own 3D minis. So in the midst of all this reorganization of craft space, homeschooling space, yada yada for 2020, I'm taking some time out to see what is in this box. Now currently my campaign is still doing year 1. They just finished the Trials of the Spire Peak. But I totally love Dungeon in a Box, so I want to see what year 3 is all about. So why don't we open this together? Don't really need this since it's already kind of open, but hey, might as well, just for fun, you know? And I gotta say that the new box is pretty awesome. Just for comparisons, because I can do that sort of thing. Awesome. This right here is what the old Dungeon in a Box looks like. This right here is a new one. Kind of looks like a treasure chest. I think there's a theme. Alright, so right off the bat, gotta say love it. Here's another Halloween one-shot that I'm never gonna run. I love the one-shots, but I have never ran any of them. So, just to add to my collection. Another thing to add to my collection is another wonderful map. Now, when I looked at this online, it shared the same image twice. And I can see that is not the case. Once again, high level, detailed in these one-shots. These maps are amazing. I might not use the maps for the one-shots, but you can guarantee that if I need to use a map of something that I already have, I am totally going to use it. These maps are highly detailed. My players like the 1-inch grid. Keep it. Alright. So, this is the first adventure in year 3. It is Voyage of the Fallen Star, the Star Tide. It has everything I need to be running a 5e adventure. It gives an updated history because this takes place after the events of year 1 and year 2. And you do not need to have played the previous 2. This starts over at level 1, which is cool. And I have not read that adventure book yet. Kind of don't want to spoil things yet, because I also don't know if my party wants to continue with year 2 after year 1, or if they want to do year 3. I don't know yet. Here is the first 3D mini. It's a Tabasky Pirate. And I think I'm going to have to open these up and just show you the incredible detail that these guys are in. I think these are the legacy stickers that come every month. A little known fact is my players always forget about them. Me as a DM, I forget about them too. But they always get added at the end of the adventure. We're like, we're going to use that next time. Once again, they're talking about the new bases for the Skinny Minis. Probably the greatest thing that they've improved. Just because the detail of the Skinny Minis were always great. The detail on the maps were always great. But improving these bases for the Skinny Minis have just been amazing. And being able to use them in the previous Skinny Minis has really helped me out a lot. I love the new bases. I love their Skinny Minis. It has added a huge arsenal to my mini inventory. This is the second 3D printed mini. And when I say 3D printed, what I should be saying probably is resin. But I will find that out upon opening these guys up. So this is a, what is this? This is a Dragon Skull Hermit Crab. And again, I'm going to have to open these guys up. So here's the bases for the Skinny Minis. And here are the wonderful 2D minis. And you know, a funny thing is that I see the Dragon Skull Hermit Crab and the Tabasky Pirate. Both of them I see as 2D minis. So, missed an opportunity there to swap out and add 2 more characters or 2 more Skinny Minis. But I'm not going to hold them back on this. This is awesome. I do not mind that I got 3D minis of these. It's totally fine. I enjoy Dungeon in a Box. I really do. I really think it's worth the money. It's like $35 a month. Totally worth it. With what you get, you do get a lot for your money. I got these cards, character cards, I believe. Yeah. So, just adding on, because you already get information for characters, like the main characters, like of that month. So, I'm just guessing that this month is the Tabasky Pirate. I'm sure he has a name. Let me see. I could be completely wrong, because he has not popped up yet. So now, okay, so we got the Hermit Crab. Okay. This, oh, here we go. Hall Hankshaw. Is that any of these guys? Nope. So there's actually a lot more character stats in this than previously given in previous encounters. Totally do not have the Tabasky Pirate that I can see looking through this real quick. So in the book there's 3 stats, and then this gives 2 more. And it's interesting because Hall Hankshaw was in the book, and so I'm guessing that Sindril the Stargazer is also the other character in the book. So kind of disappointing in that aspect. But I would really love to have had these in year 1 for like Findazzle would have been great, instead of having a character sheet and needing to update that. Just one more thing I had to do, where if I shouldn't, you know what, I probably should have just kept him at a level 4 instead of upgrading him as I upgraded the team. That is probably my bad. But like for Penelope, having one of those cards would have been great for her too, especially since she was so in and out and not constant like I kept Findazzle and Argus. One of the big draws to box number 3 is the 3D minis, and I have no idea what this is supposed to be, but I believe this is part of that. I definitely know that this is also part of the 3D Skinny Mini stuff, just because this is what was in the promo videos. So maybe I should do a video on how easy it is to put these together, because I'm sure it will be embarrassing. Maps. I love the maps in this. I could have used this map earlier. Wonderful map. Oops, upside down. And this is the map of the part of Greenwald that we'll be exploring this year. Different islands. Pretty cool. So, like I said, I do not know how my party is going to go for, what if they're going to even go for this. I don't know. They could not. The option, of course, is there for them. I'm excited for this. And you know, if I don't play with this with them, I always have my kids I could run the torture through as well. I could always do that. So, like promised, I will open up the 3D minis. So just let me get situated for that. here we got the Tabasco Pirate and my dirty steel working fingernails. I do love how the base has floor planks of a pirate ship. That to me is awesome. I enjoy that little detail. So pretty sweet looking skull right there. And there's the hermit crab. But again, I do love the details on the bases. And after inspecting these, I've got to say that these are more than likely, yeah, these are not 3D printed, these are resin. So, high quality. Kind of durable. Probably would not last through my kids, mainly the 2-year-old, but these look great, I think. But something that I'm very interested in is the terrain. So how simple is it to put these things together? I see what's happening here. It's a freaking puzzle. Well, sorry if you all missed that. I totally put this together pretty simply. So, I'm sorry, I have this away from the camera just to make sure that I'm doing this right. And it does look like I am. And it does look like I'm going to destroy this thing. But, lo and behold, I am turning this into a crafting area, so not that I think that this is going to help, though. Fudge. So again, I'm going to do this off camera because I've already bent the arrow and that's not cool. So I don't know if you could see this, but it looks like the hole is too small to really accept the arrow. And unfortunately, there's no instructions or anything like that, which is kind of interesting. Oh crap, another arrow just came out. I'll try this one off camera. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to say I am not impressed with the 3D terrain, because that's what it looks like. And just real simply, here is other 3D terrain that I have used in the campaigns before. I get that time and effort is spent in making these two compared to this, but there's no instructions that come with this. The arrows have very difficulty time going into the holes. I think I might need to take an X-Acto knife and actually make these holes a little bit more forgiving, because right now they are just not that forgiving. And I don't think they hold up to what I have made in the past. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a bad thing. It's just, to me, the 3D terrain is not as useful as the 2D terrain. Sorry. Hate to be mean like that. As much as I love Dungeon in a Box, it's kind of how I am. Here we go. Got a little shelter. This one was easier to make without any instructions. Again though, you put this guy up against the other two that I got, and it just isn't all that impressive. But I get it, not everyone's gonna take the time to make these guys. I did. Winters are long here in Alaska. So, yeah, that's my take. So I know this video is a little bit longer than what I usually do, and I do apologize about that. But this is the first session box for year 3 for Dungeon in a Box, and I thought that I would do a really in-depth review, without playing the game, of course, of what I thought and how I compared it. So, my thoughts. Would I play this campaign? Yes, I've almost completed year 1. I've read all of year 1's game, booklets, whatever you want to call them, and I enjoyed the story. My players have enjoyed year 1 so far. I think it was a great way to get them introduced to Dungeons and Dragons. Would they play year 3? Probably, but they might want to continue and do year 2 and carry their characters through. Again, I don't know. Skinny Minis, as always, they're great. The maps, still flawless. The 3D minis, now that they've moved away from the Bones to their own line, amazing. I actually cannot wait. After this video, I'm going to take a picture and send this over to my friend Sam and be like, dude, check out these minis. Because they're worth it. The only thing I did not like was the 3D terrain. I didn't mind the 2D terrain cardboard cutout things, squares that you put on the maps. I didn't mind those at all. I used them from time to time, especially if they were part of the story. I definitely used them. But this 3D stuff, there's no instructions to them. They're kind of not that well put together, and they're kind of hard to put together. And the one that I did put together, because it was fairly too simple, it didn't hold to the 3D terrain that I had previously built for year one. And I understand that not everyone's going to take the time to do stuff like that. I get that. I totally get that. I understand that. But I'm just not that impressed with the 3D terrain as I was for the 2D terrain. And that to me is a letdown. If they would have stuck with the 2D terrain, would I have enjoyed that? Yes. Do I think sticking with the 2D terrain would have been a better option? I think so, yes. Or maybe going into smaller 3D printable terrain. I don't know. Maybe that would have made the box too expensive. Killed their profit margins. I don't know. I don't see how this 3D terrain is any better than the 2D terrain cost-wise. And for me, I don't think it holds the same value, if that makes any sense. Again, though, that's just my personal opinion. If you have played Year 3, I know that Year 3 is like 4 months old. So this comes a little late, which is fine by me. I'm just doing these videos as I get them. But if you've done Year 3, if you played this session, what did you think? Do you enjoy the 3D minis? Do you enjoy the 3D terrain? Definitely let me know, because I'm curious about that. I do look forward to what you guys have to say. Please comment, let me know guys. And as always, like this video, share it with your friends. If you're interested in Dungeons in a Box, please click on the link below and subscribe. Like I said, 35 bucks. It covers shipping too, by the way, which is awesome. I live in Alaska, middle of nowhere, Alaska, so Dungeons in a Box is my go-to source for Dungeons and Dragons the majority of the time. So it has everything I need. Great maps, great 3D minis in Year 3. Alright, thanks for hanging out. If you've watched this till the end, thank you, and I love you for doing so. I know this is a long video, and this is greatly appreciated. Alright guys, have a good night.